Imagine a world where every dream on your vision board came true, right? The thriving business, the passionate pursuit, the loving family, all of it. Yet for some reason, you have this like emptiness in your gut, and you just feel like you're still not satisfied, right? That there's something that you can't shake, something in this world that you cannot understand. And it starts to eat away at you little by little, bit by bit, until one day a huge pandemic hits this world and you feel like everything you've worked for has crumbled within your own hand, your business, your passion, and your mental health. So one day you decide to walk out the door, overwhelmed, numb, and broken. You feel like nothing really matters. You feel like a burden to your loved ones and your friends. And everyone out there just kind of pities you. They feel bad for you. The idea of disappearing from this world seems like the only ticket out of these feelings. So, on a rainy day, a rainy morning at 5 a.m., you decide to go to a place where you've multiple times thought about going and taking care of business, which is the feeling of no longer existing. And going to this place will take care of that. So, as you're walking towards it, ready to end it all, but as you get closer, something stops you. And some force pulls you back and collapses you down on the sidewalk. And you begin to cry. Crying out of guilt, out of shame, out of frustration, and not understanding why this is happening right now. What pulled me back? What made you not do this and realizing that this isn't the answer? Well, in that moment, you're going to realize that you're going to need to change. And that's exactly what has happened to me. So, what I read to you guys was just something that I've just been spitting out in my head over and over and over again, right? Just almost like this story of how it felt on the day that I literally tried to commit suicide, because it was just something that is not talked about, obviously, and it's something that doesn't really go through. But at the most time, I tried my best. The first time reading it, so I was reading it and trying to talk to you at the same time. That's not exactly how I wanted to be, but you let me know if if that worked. But I had to get out of my head. Like a lot of times you write and you create and you just have these things, but I was like, you know what? I feel like this story can make a real difference, not only in other people, but for myself. Because a lot of times I try not to think about that day or try not to relive that day or that moment or the past, but I can't be afraid of it either. I can't be. And I always sit down and I wonder, what was it in that moment? What was it at that time that just made me like just not commit what it is I was going to do? Especially if you are bipolar, and if you are like you would have went through with it. There's just something in that nature of you. Or if you're in mania, like it's yeah, I'm fucking superhuman. Nothing can stop me, and you're just gonna do it at some point, or your depression is so deep that you're gonna continue. And a lot of people do. It's a shame. And a sad fact that a lot of people do take their own lives for the feelings that I felt right there. Some of them even worse, right? I got it good. Can't tell you. Like I had my business, I had my loved ones, I had these things, and I still felt like I didn't belong on this planet. Like I just didn't, like I was, like literally when they say you feel like a burden, I felt like a burden. Right now I feel like a burden because like I don't want to, I can't fluctuate in my voices. I don't feel like I want to talk loud because people could hear me outside. Like if you live outside of this fucking studio, which is my garage, I'm sure everyone knows can listen and hear. Not they're paying attention, but it's just a lot of me holds back. So see how my voice is now getting louder? Now I'm starting to not give a fuck. I'm starting not to give a shit anymore. But telling that story, I kind of was a little more, my volume was less, right? I was a little more not confident. I was a little more not expressive in it. And I love to be expressive in this nature because it just is something that I need to talk about. Right? This is not. Guys, I wish I can tell you. Like that's why I don't like making. Uh, I don't want to say how-to videos for this. Like I can do even a how-to video for like exercise, right, and working out. I can do that. That's fine for me. But like how-to for like mental health stuff, I cannot. I cannot do it. I just show you what it is I do, right? And I hate having to say like this is the 5 ways that you guys. But this is what how marketing is, right? You got to market. You got to push it that way. So you click, and then at some same time, then you watch, right? It's some bullshit, honestly. It really is. Because I should have no fucking reason to tell anyone anything. Right? But for me, this is what I need. Okay. I need this. I need this camera. I need this outlet, this creativeness, this creativity, this making, this producing, this telling, these stories. It helps my mind. Because when you're out there, you get tons of haters. Like, who the fuck is this guy? He's not even a therapist. He's not a doctor. He's no shit. And I say it all the time. I'm not a doctor or therapist. I'm some bullshit kid with a fucked up brain that likes to talk to a camera. That's all I am. That's it. Look, I even fixed my brain back there because it was straight, right? The brain used to be straight. And I was like, I don't like it because my brain's not straight. My brain's a little fucking tilted to the left. No, it's a little broken. So that's why I fixed it. I made it down that way. I wish I could just make it swing the entire time, but then that would be fucking annoying, honestly. And we don't want to see that. And I came on this podcast today because I want to start off with that little story, that little setting to create this. Well, honestly, I'm going to start speaking, right? I feel like that's not the next thing. It's kind of what I want to do because I want to challenge myself for fun. That's it. I'm not looking to get anything out of it. I just want to be a better speaker. And starting with a story will kind of help me get there, right? To things that I have planned on for myself. Like, what are my goals? I can't just keep wishing away things. I like to create. I love it. Like, I love doing this. There's nothing I love more besides my kids, right? And training. So you do that, all that stuff, right? Like my family, my fucking camera, and my working out. It's like, is that all I need in this world? You know? But why do I always look for the next and then the next and then the next and this emptiness that we all fucking feel all the time, that we're not good enough for bullshit? But look right in front of you. Man, I fucking was thankful for the shoes on my feet today because I took a hike, and while I was hiking, I was on all these rocks and tons of little cacti or cactuses. You tell me what it is. Comment below and let me know if I'm fucking wrong. But as you're going across it, they were like prickling through my shoe. Now imagine if I didn't have sneakers. That probably would have been the worst walk of my life. And there was a point of time that there was someone with no sneakers that would just get stabbed all day long in their feet. So, you know what I'm grateful for? The fucking shoes, even as shitty as they were on my feet, because I didn't feel the rocks. I didn't feel no prickles. I felt bad for my dogs. Like, these guys feel it and they're walking around it. Daisy kind of didn't like it. So she went on back onto the rocks. Daisy's my dog. I have 2 of them. Daisy, you notice. And then I was thankful for, what did I thank for? Toilets. That was the second thing. I was thankful for running sewage because I look at the dog shit everywhere. And if there was no toilets, guess what we would have? Human shit everywhere, right? If we didn't have a sewage system, you know how fucking gross this place would be? There'd be pounds and pounds of human feces everywhere. You ever think about that? You ever think about that? No, I did not smoke this morning. I did not. That's what I was thinking about. Thinking about how much shit would be in this world. And the smell of urine everywhere because there'd be nowhere to put it. Where are you going to put it? You're going to sit in a bucket? You're going to dump the bucket somewhere? And it's going to be gross. Either or. The third thing was clear, endless amounts of filtered water. Sure, it may not be the best, and there's fluoride, and there's sometimes chlorine, and there's all this other stuff to make it clean. Yeah, but imagine if we had rivers and lakes that we shit and pissed into, and then that's what we had to drink only. I don't know. I'm kind of okay with tap water right now. I'm not gonna go out and drink it right now because obviously I know it's not the best for me, but I'm not gonna hate on it. It does wash my ass, it does wash my stank ass armpits, and it does give me something to fill up water balloons with. How fucking great is that? We're very fortunate to have these little things. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm thankful for this," and that's great. But sometimes you gotta think a little deeper, like the soles of your fucking shoe. As you step on glass, you ever step on glass? It's terrible. You got 7,000 little thinnest things on the planet sticking through your feet that hurt so much. And of course, you're going to build, if you ever walk barefoot, which I do, you're going to build some callus on there and it's going to protect your feet. Yes, I get it. The caveman did this. Shut the fuck up. You weren't alive when the cavemen were there. You just read about it. Okay, shut up. You don't. Cavemen used to eat beets and cow. No, they didn't. They ate whatever the fuck they can. Whatever was on, they died, most of them, because they ate some shit that was poisonous. So you don't live there. Raw milk is better than who says? Who says? Who says? Tell me. Raw milk is better than regular milk. You're just going. People think these magic things create this war. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they think, like, I mean, self included, right? There's some things I think about like this, but like you think, of course, you're going to do everything you can for the health and well being of your brain, mind, and spirit. Yes, sure. But we think that's the answer, right? Half of us a century ago are already dead, right? The life expectancy of us was like 42 for humans. You know what saved everybody? Modern medicine, science, science, bitch. That's what saved you. Because if you were a child and you didn't take medicine, you were probably going to die. Sane. If you didn't have anti-inflammatories and fucking Advil or something to bring your fever down because your parents couldn't do it right, you're dead. So it's not these raw milk, fucking beef, carnivore only, intermittent fasting. No, it was modern medicine. Modern medicine brought us here. It makes us live longer to increase our life expectancy to be like 80. I don't know if you agree or disagree. I'm not saying that we don't try to live a healthy lifestyle and work out. And yes, of course, that's the thing. But I feel like we make it too much of a thing to where we become groups of things. Like I'm a vegan and I'm a carn and I'm a person that can't lose weight and I say fuck it and I'm a smoker. Just do your shit. Do you and realize that there has to be some type of change. I think this is where I was going with this at some point. Like, was really here's a booger coming. Here's a fucking booger. Was really like there comes to a point where you decide that you have to change, and we can do everything we can and try to rebuild what it is around us in order to see change. But guess what's not going to happen? That because we're still stuck in an environment that kind of puts like a lid on us. And I learned that when I was trying to recreate everything that was happening with the gym and inside my life. Right? I got out of rehab. I got out of the hospital. And then I thought I was good. But no, I still had fucking 3 more months of rehab. Right? 3 more months of whatever protocol they make you have in order to live on this planet once you get out of the hospital. There's protocol. You can't do it or else you go to jail. Interesting, right? They'll get you back. And I thought I could change things. Like I can change people's views and I can change the gym and I can change the way we do things and I can change the people. But here's what I couldn't do. None of the above. The only thing that I know I can change was it within myself. And there were three things that I needed. Marketing, three things that I needed in order to create this change and or accept it. Number one, and not even change, it was to fucking want to live on this planet again. So there's three things that I needed that I realized while laying down on that fucking sidewalk was that I needed. Right? I needed three things. Number one was something pulled me back. Something made me believe. Right? Something made me want to be here again. In an instant, which means you can call it a God, right? A belief of a higher power. I'm not saying you're going to go to church and some shit. I just say you got to believe in something bigger than yourself. There's something out there. I don't know what it is. It is. And it's true. I'm not here trying to fucking donate to a church. I'm not here trying to get over there and mass and Sunday and do this, and get some bread. Low carb SIDS. What's the SIDS? I don't want it. Right? But you got to believe in something. There's got to be something that you 100% believe is bigger than you, something you can talk to, something you look up into the air, into this fucking space, planet, stars, sun, clouds, moon, and say, what the fuck is going on in my life? Please help me. Please, someone fucking help me. You got to have that openness to be there. Number two is people that love you, people that care for you, people that would die for you, people that will judge you and tell you you're wrong. You need those people that will give you a hug. You need those people that you can talk to. I'm not talking about some shitty friend, right? Fuck shitty friends. Half of them don't give a fuck anyway. Even family members. Some family members don't care either. Who's the person that you can go to that you love the most? Because you need that person. You need those people. You need that community, that family. And even sometimes then, it's not like you're going to agree with them or you're going to love them, you're going to show up, but just them being there and just them, like someone cares about you is huge. And if you have no one that you believe cares about you, fucking give me a call and I'll talk to you and we'll find someone that does or find something to do. And the last one is something third one, right? Number three is something you look forward to and love so much that you want to see grow. Right? I'm not saying that kids, right? Dogs. Who do you want to see grow? Sometimes it's your nephew or niece. Sometimes the plant. Right? What is something you love so much that you want to see grow? And now you attach your fucking lasso. Because I believe that's what it was for me. Right? For me in that moment on the sidewalk, in the rain, on the floor by two fucking dogs who I would have killed with them. They would have died with me if I did it. Which is a fucking horrible thought. Those things saved me. Some being that I cannot comprehend or understand just kind of told me to stop. Like, take a second to think about these things. Take a second because you do have people that care about you. They're at home, they're sleeping, they're over here, they're at another house. You do have people that care about you on this earth. You're just not seeing it now because you have this numbness to you. You have this depression, this anxiety, this whatever is just taking over your life. This darkness is taking over it. But it doesn't mean people don't care about you. You just don't see it because you're in a fucking dark room. You're not here. You're fucking blind. There are people. And then it just kind of, something opened up my eyes and I saw them. And then the last one was taking that lasso, fucking ripping around my kid's waist, and then using them as the horse for something to care about, to watch grow. Something that I know I want to see. I want to see their lives go. I want to see them grow up. But when you're in a tornado, you don't see those stuff. Just like I don't even know. I think of Wizard of Oz when it's like, and then you see the witch, and then you see like pictures. right? But like that's what it is. Like you just see these things, but they're just not. You just can't hold on to them, right? They're just spinning around. They're just things inside your world that are just around your fucked up brain. Got to use that last one to, for the most part, to be here right now, to be here today, to help me drive, to help me become better, to help me push. Because I'm 100% in dark places all the time. I can't say I'm ever good, right? Obviously now, I'm going to be I'm in a tough road right now. I can feel it. I know where it's coming. I know what's happening to me. It's going to be a cycle. But now I have to do the things that I've learned, not the things that I'm trying to teach you on this thing, the things that I've learned. And I'm just fucking talking it out because I'm going to go through a depression phase. And it might last a week. It might. I hope it doesn't. But if it does, it's going to take a lot of energy. It's going to take a lot of skill. It's going to take a lot of management for me to just get up and do my daily stuff. But that's it for another video. But today, this is what I'm talking about. Rising from the dirt, rising from the ashes, rising from the wet-ass sidewalk. I remember picking my ass up, walking back to the house, crying hysterically, not understanding what to do. I had no idea what I was going to do. I had no clue what it was. So I just emailed a therapist. They assigned me. I just started seeing a therapist. And then I switched to another one because of insurance. I never met them yet. And I called them, I think, a couple days before. And then I never even saw them or met them. I randomly emailed them that morning because I was afraid to call. I didn't want to wake them up and be a burden. So I emailed them how I was feeling and what it is I was going to do. And it was like 2 seconds later, they called me immediately. And because I said that, they told me that I have to go to the hospital and that if I do not go, the cops will come and escort me to the hospital because based off what I wrote to them is pure proof because I told them that I'm going to kill myself if I don't fucking do anything, if no one helps me soon. So that's when and how I got admitted to that. I ended up driving myself to the hospital. It was very tough. I did not really understand. I remember being there and like my wife was with me and my dad. And then I said, peace. I thought I was going to be in the hospital for overnight. I didn't know I was going to be there for a week. It was a long time. And it also was a lot on my family, you know. But if it wasn't for that day, that story, that setting I talked about in the beginning, I would not be here. There's no way. Because at some point, that thought, that overwhelm, that burden was going to take over and it was going to become bigger. Where I wasn't going to give a fuck anymore at all that I did then. And I know I wouldn't be here doing what it is I'm doing right now. And I'll say, God willing, I'm here. And I'm grateful for that every single fucking day. So if you feel like this is something that you can relate to, subscribe. If not, go fuck yourself. And I'll see you later.